Hello everybody, welcome back! It's me, your old pal Orpheus, with another edition of Orpheus Plays, here playing in the magical world of Blade and Sorcery, or I guess the melee and magical world of... Anyway, it's another great day for murder. I hope you're doing well wherever you are right now, whether it's day or night, or you find yourself scrolling through YouTube and you're like, what do I watch? And it keeps showing you the same 25 things, even though you keep pulling down. What is going on? What, is that just me? Anyway, hi, how you doing? Okay, today we are in survival mode here in the ruins, and I wanted to talk about something that I'll hold until the very last minute, and it'll be one sentence that completely won't be worth any of your time. Just kidding, but sort of not. That is clickbait. Yeah, something that I think is becoming more of a problem as we go along here in life and everything else, especially with all of the different sources. Anyway, we'll talk about that while we get things started here. Basic idea between survival or from survival mode: 3 weapons come out, choose one, wreck faces, rinse, repeat. You know how that goes. All right, let's choose the bearded axe right now, or as they call it, the axe. All right, let's get some mayhem going. Let's get our first traditional slow motion kill of the day out of the way right now against this poor NPC who has no idea what's coming. Up, juke, psych, ha, hut, ha. And apparently getting her hand cut off is enough to shock her completely. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So, like I said, what I wanted to talk about today is something that I think is... It's doing something that's a lot worse than I think we're realizing. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Mr. Clumsy. Hello, Mr. Clumsy. How are you? Are you doing good? Why do I keep doing that? Oh, bounce. And it's that clickbait is a thing that's not only that it exists, right? But it's a thing that I think is getting a lot worse as we go along. Now, why is that such a bad thing? Well, let's talk about clickbait just for a second. Let's define it, right? Because when I talk about concepts on this channel, I like to define the things, you know, and even though they may seem like simple concepts, I want to make sure that there's no misunderstanding about these things, so we're all on the same level when we discuss them. Okay, so what is clickbait? Here's Orpheus's crash course on what clickbait is. You see something, and usually it's broken down these days into sentences or most of a sentence, right? In a description of something. Wow, look at how shocked he is. He's like, ah! Can I pick him up? That's a thing. He looks like something. Anyway, so usually in life right now, you get a short sentence of something, right? And here on YouTube, it's like for a description or something, depending upon how long it is, it'll be, you know, underneath a photo of something, a thumbnail, and we'll get to the thumbnails in a second. But it's also in things like news, right? News does this too these days, because a lot of the times we don't get newspapers, right? Who gets a newspaper? Do you get a newspaper? If you do, why? Right? Do you need the paper for something? Do you have a parrot or something, or a hamster? Right? But so a lot of us get our news from the same kinds of sources, which are one sentence or a little bit more, a little bit less descriptions of what the story is, and kind of they do the ... thing, right? Well, so news is especially bad for this, because they'll do, you know, not quite as bad as YouTube, which we'll get into, but news stations do stuff like, you know, and it's especially bad with things like solar flares and asteroids. Like, NASA says that giant asteroid is headed towards Earth. Here's what to know, right? That kind of thing. Extreme news. Or like, you know, giant storm headed to area. Here's what you'll need to know to survive, right? Oh, the 5 things you must never do as you age, things like that. And it's things that make your brain kind of work a little bit. And we've all seen those little ads underneath things in news and on websites, you know, and it's some picture of like someone holding their back and like, you know, little lightning bolts coming out, and it's like 5 sure signs that you have all the cancer, right? Well, so that's clickbait too. Clickbait is also kind of where they give you a concept, right? They give you a little tease concept, and it's something that you like, do I really know this thing that they're talking about? What? And it's like that five sure signs that you have all the cancer kind of thing, and you go, well, I have back pain too. Am I missing something? Right? Or like, what this tab is for on the back of a shirt, right? That kind of thing. Oh, it's not what you think. And you go and you look at it and it's exactly what you think. So what is clickbait? It is an effort by a creator of something, whether it's content like on here on YouTube, or whether it's news or a commercial or whatever. It's even, like the fronts of books, right? Some books do it too. Here's the secret to life. I know it's being drastic and kind of hyperbolic with like what it would be named, but I'm sure that there are books that have been named Here's the Secret to Life, but it makes you kind of go, huh? Right? And you pick it up and oh, okay. Well, clickbait is this thing that makes you wonder if you understand the concept that they're talking about, and you're teased, right? Your little endorphins kind of go off and go, maybe I can learn something about this. Well, so the concept is it's there, and it makes you intrigued, and you get there, and you're like, wow, this can be really interesting and fun information, and then you go and you read the article, or you watch the video, or you click the link, and you decide after about 30 seconds when it's printed, or sometimes when it's, a video on YouTube, you'll spend the entire video sitting there, and it's stuff. There are content creators who and I know are especially at fault for this, right? Especially sinning on this thing. And it's, I did this for 30 days and this happened, right? Or oh my gosh, my girlfriend is gone, right? Or I'm not going to say the specific one, but you all probably know a content creator who said that, we lost my girlfriend last night, right? And what they said about that one was, they went out and didn't come back, or they couldn't find him for a little bit or something, or in that case it was a fake car accident, but that still qualifies as clickbait. So it's especially bad when they get to right at the end of the video and they're like, we're going to talk about this big thing. It's coming up at the end of the video, and here we are, and the punchline to the joke is here. And the punchline just wasted 5 or 10 or 20 minutes of your time or whatever it is. And usually it's like trends, right? So I took the hot knife challenge on a can of gasoline, and this happened, right? And this is all in caps, right? And this happened. And you're thinking, did he take a hot knife and put it in a can of gasoline and everything exploded? Ooh, okay. Of course not. Right? Of course that's not what happened. But part of your brain goes, well, maybe I should, maybe this is the one out of 100 times where something like that happens, right? Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and something, I got a field goal, but he's still splattered on the way through. But, maybe this will be worth my time. And then of course it's not, right? You go and you watch it and you're like, okay, the guy took a frigging empty brand new gas container and cut it in half with a hot knife, but he hyped it up and probably talked about the dangers of gasoline and fumes and vapor are what really does it. No, this could be really bad because right now it's empty and I don't know, right? So the clickbait, it does a few things that I think are really annoying and kind of bad, all right? So the first thing, wow, is this like a shield? Oh, I got a little wooden shield. Cool. So the first thing that's annoying for me about it is I think we all feel a little dumber, right? When we watch these things, right? We feel kind of slightly stupid when that happens. Can I just, there we go. Because we just wasted all that time. And the part about that's so bad is, all right, what's the one thing that you can't get back, that you can't buy any more of, right? Time. I mean, okay, there are some ways to that you can buy a little more time as we go along with technology and stuff. Yes, you can probably get some treatments and stuff. But you broke my shield, you wench! You get the elven double dagger. Right in the face. Hope you guys can still see from that fireball in the face. But there are ways to extend life a little bit, right? But you can't really get back time. You know, you ask people, what do you regret on their deathbed? And they say, oh, I wasted so much time doing blah, right? And you see all those statistics that say you spend a third of your life in bed and a quarter of your life waiting in line, or, you know, these days I think it's a quarter of your life waiting for shit to load on your computer, right? But you can't get back time. You can't, you know, we've all said that joke. Well, there's X number of minutes or hours or whatever of my life that I'll never get back. And we referenced it of something that was completely pointless or terrible or something like that. Well, that's what clickbait does. Not only does it, you know, dupe you, it kind of tricks you into watching something and putting more money into someone's pocket for zero effort on their part, right? It also steals that time from you. It takes that time away from you. Oh, by the way, did I mention I have a Star Trek batleth? This thing is actually pretty badass, I gotta say. It's a mod. Obviously, they don't have this in the game, in the stock version. But it's that time. You're never going to get that time back. Yeah, that's right. Kapla. You're never going to get that time back that was wasted by that person who did that thing. So you could have spent that 20 minutes or whatever it was, and sometimes if it's like Ancient Aliens or some show, and they clickbait you right till the end of it, and we have a magical discovery we're going to show you coming up in just a little while. News does it too, right? They'll save that really tantalizing sounding news story until the end of the broadcast, and it's like a squirrel riding some, you know, water skis at some state fair or something, right? And you're all like, I want to see the squirrel at the state fair, and then it's like 10 seconds of footage. It's not like an in-depth documentary on the squirrel, so you feel like, oh god, I wasted all that time waiting for it. All right. So why am I doing all this? Why am I talking about all this? Talking about clickbait. Well, it's not to clickbait you, strangely enough. It is to make you a promise. Dear viewer, as I trip over my tongue and fall down a flight of steps, and I'm going to pull out Boromir's sword from Lord of the Rings. Dear viewer, here is my promise to you. Now, as I've said in the previous video, I will keep my channel as drama-free as absolutely possible. I will not initiate drama with people. I'm not going to pick a fight with a bigger YouTuber. I'm not going to say anything that'll, you know, put me in the algorithm a certain way or anything like that. I'm not going to chase trends unless it's something that kind of goes along with what I'm doing. If it's like the Blade and Sorcery something challenge and it's not like, you know, eat a stick of butter while you're playing, maybe I'll do something like that. But I make a solemn vow to you, dear viewer, because I'm doing this for you, you know, and I'm doing this for me to unwind, but I'm doing it to, you know, for you in order to give you a chance to get away from it all, right? To go and have an experience where you just enjoy yourself, listen to a few silly stories, watch me chop people up, and have a chance to get a break from the world. Well, if I'm clickbaiting you, right? If I have the title to one of my videos, OMG, you'll never believe what happened at the end of this, so crazy. Listen, you know, watch till the end to find out the full story. I don't think that you're that stupid. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't take for granted that you're an idiot, like some of these people do. A lot of these content creators, I guess, wow, we have, like, Stretchy Neck McGee going on today. But I will never do that because I respect you more than that as a viewer, right? As a person, as a human being. I respect that you made a choice to come watch my content. And so I'm not going to put something that makes it so, oh, I have to click this in order to see what crazy thing he's talking about without being specific that might not be fulfilling at the end of a 20-minute long video, right? I don't want to do that to you. Because a lot of the times now we see something that's like, you know, interesting. See a title of something that's interesting, whether it's a short or a long-form video or just a 5-minute one or whatever, and the title sounds like something we might be interested in, but a little part in the back of our head is like, Could this be clickbait? Do I want to waste my time, right? Do I want to feel stupid at the end of a video for wasting all that time waiting for some punchline that didn't... Wow. That didn't actually come, right? Is that what I want to do? But so that gives you a little fear. You're always like, oh, I might be tricked by something. And so it also contributes to things like, fake news, right? I'm not going into fake news. I'm a former broadcaster, like news person, right? A journalist. I'm appalled at what has happened to the news industry in recent years. I'm absolutely ashamed of what news has turned into. We're not going to go any deeper than that. But part of the problem with clickbait is it's created an environment where we don't trust anything anymore, right? We don't trust the news anymore. What news source? What news source do you trust these days? What is going on, man? Can I cut this off? No. It's Beetlejuice. Can I? No, it doesn't snap back. Darn. But it makes it so we don't trust news. You know, you see a headline about something and you're like, I don't know about that. So you don't go and you don't read news. So you become sort of ignorant of what's going on in the world. And it's because of this environment that we're creating for ourselves that's like views and clicks are more important than content. And when the places like the news organizations start doing that, man, we're in trouble. we got to stop with this stuff because we're not going to be able to inform ourselves. We're not going to trust ourselves anymore. We're not going to trust each other. What just happened there, man? This woman's head is still all stretched out. But we have to be able to bring it back down to a base level that will make it so we can trust our content and our media and our news sources again, that we can get to the point where we can watch something, listen to something, read something, and know that that's what it's going to be. Oh, no. Oh, no. Little stick right there. So that's why I will never, ever clickbait you. I will never put some crazy, oh my god, title, like I said. I'll never do that in one of my videos. You know, my titles occasionally might be like, oh, I wonder what he's talking about, right? But I'm never going to do something where it's like, I tell you, some crazy, outlandish sounding, impossible thing, and then I slip it in right in the last 10 seconds of the video and go, and that's why you watched the entire video, for me to say that one stupid thing. I'm never going to do that, man. I respect you more than that. I respect the time, and I thank you for every single moment. Watching every second of these videos is amazing to me that you're sitting there watching and listening, and I love that so much. It makes me feel good, and hopefully I can give you guys a little good feeling once in a while too, to be able to enjoy and sit back and relax and be able to trust the content that you're going to watch. I might do goofy stuff. I might trick you a little bit in the video into, you start with the gore and end up with a message. Oh no, that's not clickbait. That's the Orpheus method. Give you a little prayer with your soup. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one, and it will not be a clickbait title ever, and you'll be able to trust in that. We'll see you on the next Orpheus Plays. Be good, do good, treat yourself well, because you deserve it. All right, see you later. Bye!